Dear students, in the previous video we learned that up to Cartesian plane. Cartesian plane means a plane which is divided by two perpendicular lines is nothing but Cartesian plane. In that plane I explained you how to plot the points on a graph sheet. Now in this video we have to learn that how to represent the polynomials. Nothing but graphical representation of polynomials. In that, the first one is the graphical representation of a linear polynomial. First one is linear polynomial. We know that the standard form of the linear polynomial is p of x is equals to ax plus b, where ab, when they give polynomial p of x, is nothing but is the polynomial which is in the variable x, but here what I use that a and b are belongs to real values, which are the constants. They belongs to real values which a not equals to 0. We know that is the standard form. So after then I have to draw this linear polynomial as into draw a graph of this polynomial. So when I have to draw this polynomial on the graph sheet, so this whole polynomial I have to denote it by y. Why? Because when you draw the graph of any polynomial, should make that polynomial into which is in the two variables. So that's why is actually given polynomial ax plus b. This whole polynomial I have to denote it by y. Then it form as y is equals to ax plus b. Equation form is a straight line. Actually when you draw the graph of this polynomial, it form a straight line. Okay, I will explain you by taking one example. So now the example is p of x is equals to 2x plus 3. Of course, it is a linear polynomial. So I denoted this whole polynomial as into y. Why? Because when we draw that any polynomial on the Cartesian plane, should make that polynomial into two variables. So that's why this whole polynomial I denoted as by y, right? Yeah. So now I have to take that suitable points. Suitable means those points which satisfies this equation. Okay, I taken here is the points which satisfies this equation, right? Is the value of x. First I taken that value of x which is the independent. We can take independent means we can take any values. Is not depend on any other value, right? So x is the x values. And then when I taken x value, then what is y? Y is equals to 2x plus 3. And is the points. And the points is the suitable points. X comma y, right? Should make it as a pair. Okay, ordered pair. Okay, when I taken that x is equals to 0 here. When x is equals to 0, then y is equals to 2 into 0 plus 3. Is a 0 plus 3. Then 0 plus 3 is 3. So the order pair is 0 comma 3. Is the point which satisfies this equation, right? So those points which satisfies the equation is the suitable points. And then what are the zeros means? Okay, afterwards I will explain you that what the concept of zeros of the polynomial. Okay, then I taken that another point, another value of that x. So x is equals to 1. So better to take that all the single digits. It is easy to calculate, right? Then x is equals to 1. Then y is equals to 2 into 1 plus 3. So 2 ones are 2 plus 3. That is equals to 5. So is the 1 comma 5. The first point I have to denote it by a, and the second point I have to denote it by b. Then one more point I have to take. Yeah, x is equals to minus 1. So left side of, so in the integer line, so I taken that left side of that 0, negative values. Then what about that y? When I taken that x value minus 1, so we have to substitute that value, 2 into minus 1 and plus 3. And the plus into minus is the minus, 2 ones are 2 plus 3. Here I have the two opposite signs, should subtract. So plus 3 minus 2, that is equals to 1, is the plus 1. So finally we get that c value is minus 1 comma 1. So when x value is minus 1, then y is equals to 1. So after getting these points, then we have to draw the graph. Then we have to plot these points on a graph sheet. When you join all these points, it forms a straight line. So by these we conclude that the graph of linear polynomial is a straight line. Okay, I have to draw on the graph sheet. Is a rough figure, should draw in the graph sheet only. Is the x-axis. Is the x-axis. You know that is the plane, flat surface, which we draw on horizontal line in a plane is nothing but x-axis, and then is a vertical line which is perpendicular to x-axis. So you know that they are mutually perpendicular. Is the x to x dash, and this one is y and y dash. Should use that scale. Scale means suitable values. I mean, here x values are the single digits and even y also single digits. Here I have to use that scale. What the scale here I mentioned that I used that is on x-axis. On x-axis 1 centimeter is equals to 1 unit. On y-axis 1 centimeter is equals to 1 unit. Why? Because x values are single digits and even y also single digits. When you get that any double digits, you have to adjust the scale. I mean, what you here you taken by scale, you will be adjust. For example, if you get the double digits on y-axis, we have to take 1 centimeter as 5 units, 10 units like that. Okay, right. So we know that these both axes are the integral lines. Is a 0. So right side of the 0 I have to take that positive values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, and so on. And the left side of the 0 we have to take negatives -1, -2, -3, -3, -4, -5 and so on. And then on the vertical line, when I move that above the 0, I have to take positive values, and the below the 0 I have to take negative values and so on. And the below 0 I have to take negative values -1, -2, -3, -4 like that. Okay, so after taking all these points, then we know that in the previous video I explained you how to plot the points on a graph sheet. Is the origin. Origin means which is the starting point. So first I taken that point here. Is the 0, 3. 0, 3. So I mean already I explained you. In that order pair, if any x or y coordinate value 0, it should be lies on the coordinate axis, either x-axis or y-axis. Suppose here 0, 3. Here x value 0 means actually, so how to move to plotting that point is the x coordinate we have to move by the horizontally, and then vertical y coordinate have to move by the vertically. So here that x value 0, no, so here is the starting point, so no need to move that horizontally. Then y coordinate value is 3, no, so we have to move that upwards vertically. So is the point of a 0, 3. So I hope you understand. So blindly you can say that if the x coordinate is 0, that point must be lies on the y-axis. After then 1, 5 is the origin starting point. X value is 1, and the y value is 5 from here onwards. Okay, first I started here is the origin starting point is a 1, x coordinate value 1. So from here onwards I have to move horizontally 1 unit. After then from there onwards you have to move vertically. How many units? 5 units. So here, so is the 5 units, right? Is a 1, 5. So just I have to mark this. Is the point B 1, 5. And then third order pair is C -1, 1. Okay, is the origin starting point, and the x coordinate is -1. I have to move that horizontally. Left side of the 0 is a -1. And that y coordinate is +1. We have to move vertically upwards, right? Why? Because it's the positive. Okay, is the -1, x value -1 and y value -1. From here onwards I have to move vertically 1 unit. Then this point will become as C. Is the point C, which has -1, 1. So these are the 3 points. After plotting all these points in a graph sheet, then joined by this line, by the straight line. When we join all these points, it forms a straight line, which is named as y is equals to, what is the name of this polynomial? Y is equals to 2x plus 3. Y is equals to 2x plus 3. Then by using graph, we have to find that 0 of the polynomial. So what is meant by 0 of the polynomial? Already you know that 0 of the polynomial means for which value of the variable. I mean, here I taken that polynomial 2x plus 3. In that x is the variable. For what value of x? Then the value of the polynomial becomes 0. ఈ x ప్లేస్లో ఏ వాల్యూని నేను సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ద పాలినామియల్ 0 అయిపోతుందో దాన్ని 0 ఆఫ్ ద పాలినామియల్ అని చెప్పచ్చు. ఓకే, బై సీయింగ్ దిస్ గ్రాఫ్ విల్ ఇంటర్సెక్ట్ ద x యాక్సిస్ అట్ సర్టన్ పాయింట్. Here it will be intersect here, right? So is the point which will intersect that. So I denoted as is a minus 1.5 is exactly half of this, right? Minus 1 minus 2 in between these two values that graph will be intersect. I denoted as minus 1.5 and then y coordinate value is 0. So is a minus 1.5 comma 0. So is the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, I will explain you that how to get this value. Okay, by the graphical method, so we got that by using graph. I mean, graphical method means when you draw that graph of the polynomial, then where that graph will intersect the x-axis, so that point will be the 0 of that x coordinate. In that point, that x coordinate value will represent the 0 of that polynomial. Here what I got that polynomial is what that 0 of the polynomial is minus 1.5. We actually given polynomial is 2x plus 3. The polynomial p of x is equals to 2x plus 3. So then I have to verify what here I got that value by using algebraic method, right? So minus is a minus 1.5. What I got here, minus 1.5 comma 0. Just I have to substitute these values in this polynomial. Okay, p of minus 1.5. Just I substituted in x place as minus 1.5. 2 into minus 1.5 plus 3. So plus into minus minus 15 2s are 30. So one digit after a point, right? Is the 3 plus 3. I mean minus 1.5 into 2 2 15s 30. So one digit after a point, no, minus is a point, and plus into minus is a minus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0. So by substituting this value, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. So we can say that x is equals to minus 1.5 or minus 3 by 2. We can say that minus 3 by 2 is the 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial. So I hope you understand. Yeah. So in your textbook, page number 52, they give some more linear polynomials. So better to do that polynomials, and then you can find that zeros of the polynomial. Okay, next the graphical representation of a quadratic polynomial. I explained that linear polynomial, you know that. So I reveal that point once. So the standard form of the linear polynomial is p of x is equals to ax plus b. So when you draw that graph of that polynomial, should make that polynomial into equation form, which I denoted whole polynomial as y is equals to ax plus b. Then we have to draw the graph. The graph of linear polynomial is a straight line. Okay, so I taken by one example, I explain you. So y is equals to 2x plus 3. So just you have to take that suitable points and then plot the points on a graph sheet. And then when you join the points, it forms a straight line. So finally we conclude that the graph of linear polynomial is a straight line. Okay, after then the graph of quadratic polynomial, right? The graphical representation. Second one is graphical representation. The graphical representation